Alright everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We are loading in for Vicinal versus Dead Future, and we've got an artist mirror right off the back on the Ormond. I'm your host, Little Regard, and I'm joined by none other than It's a Bubble Tea. How you doing, friend?
I'm doing great. I am super excited to be here hosting with you today, and super excited to see this artist gameplay, especially with two teams that we've gotten quite familiar with.
Absolutely. I'm curious to see what the plan of attack is. Again, artists, we've seen a little bit here and there. Ooh, setting up crows on either side, so no matter what the server does, they may be taking a Dire Crow to the face. There's the hit from the Dire Crow, immediately running into main, and it does not look like this is Lucky Break Survivor, and this could be a quick early chase for the artist.
Yeah, and that would be huge. As always, getting that first down and first hook is critical to the rest of the match and can often dictate the pace of how the game's going to go.
Oof. About to say, timing that perfectly, dropping the pallet, hoping that they have the distance, but not quite enough, as again, if you are within range and line of sight, you can get tagged by that crow. And setting up a crow just to harass the survivor on the generator, but that will be first hook incoming, and I imagine it will also be a pain res. Killer does have Agi, so it will go fast to the hook. And it looks like that was in fact a pain res, so not a lot of progress on gens to begin with just because there hasn't been much time, but also not even having one fire yet is going to be rough.
Yeah, and that can be really hard, especially getting a pain res that early, because like any progress you have made is immediately getting set back, and that can kind of stifle gen progress for the whole game.
Absolutely. Also worth noting is that that was kind of a free tag that they gave the artist. Another one hitting Nia. This artist has an obscene amount of pressure right off the bat. Like you said, the pain res progressing whatever gen progress they had, but then also two tags while able to keep this hook, you know, on lockdown. We see crows behind the hill, so we know a survivor's back here. And actually, Nia's kind of, I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of out of position, but they may have been trying to bait the chase.
Yeah, I think you're right. My guess is someone is rotating over to set up for a rescue, and they were trying to bait them away from a hook a little bit. But this artist said, no, thank you. I will be defending my prize.
I'm about to say, they really can't afford to rotate, though, because there's only one server that can even go for it. So they are going to dispel the crows in the meantime. And, yeah, there was someone sneaking up for that unhook after all. Artist, you know, you called it a little bit too on the nose. There was someone waiting there. And the artist was me. I got complacent, and they kind of paid for it.
Yeah, that is the case. But again, we still haven't seen a single generator pop, and I think we're about to see this person going, ooh!
I think they might have been expecting a dead heart or something.
Yeah. We're about to see them go right back on hook. So even though Lost, you know, got a little bit complacent there, as you said, still our survivors have not made a lot of progress. So kind of back in the same place that they were.
Just a little bit. Second hook coming in as this first gen's about to pop momentarily. And oh, the second gen's only 50% so far.
Yeah, this is a really rough start for our survivors. They are going to have a lot of work to do to make up ground here, and they are probably going to be losing their first survivor in the next couple of minutes. So this is going to be a really hard game for them.
It really, really is. And looks like even tagging the survivor that was on a generator trying to help finish it. Setting up crows to try and get the shotgun, and not gonna be able to get the second time. But I say if they got that second spread and she's just, you know, taking Dire Crows to the face, that's gonna be rough. But oh, Nia being found out what gen's being worked on. But I say you can kind of set up a shotgun blast here, or what is it called? Slingshot. I think they call it a slingshot when you set up a crow nearby and then hope to get it followed up with another crow.
Yeah, some of the artist tech that we will see is very, very cool and not complex, but very clever, and things like slingshotting, like you're just talking about, are very smart and can often pay off well for our killers.
Absolutely. And oh man, 8-0 coming in last possible second to get this unhook, and they will be able to successfully get the trade. Second generator going down. We know the third generator that Nia was working on has a lot of progress, but this is going to be the tunnel out on Hernatu. And I'm about to say, dropping down. Do they have balance? They absolutely do, and that is going to be running into the opposite side of the map, which is exactly what the servers need right now, is to switch up sides. The question is, can they make this chase last long enough? Everybody's interested in no hit tanks.
Yeah, I don't know that they can. They certainly extended it longer than we might have thought they would, so that's great. And like you said, they are now down on the other half of the map, so they can presumably get that pickup, which they have. But this is still going to be a tough game.
It really is. I will say, survivors pulling it back. This was a rough start But now, I would say it's a more even. Survivors did a really good job making sure the killer could not fully capitalize on the pressure they had. And, you know, 3v1 with 2 gens remaining, not the absolute worst. These gens are kind of similar, but they found the reset point, able to interrupt it, stop the full reset from happening, getting a tag on Ada and splitting up the party.
Yeah, they did manage to get 2 people reset, but not quite able to get that third, unfortunately.
Nia
looks like Nia's going to be taking the attention of our killer for the time being.
Does make sense. They you got your tag, you got someone pushed away and zoned, and this survivor has nowhere to go except, I guess, through the middle. And that'll be a tag with the crow, not able to get out of the way, and that'll be another hook coming in for the killer here. Looks like they did have a little bit of progress on, yeah, but I say, I guess mini shack? Elevated mini shack? I don't know what you call that building.
Oh, the little building, we call it the Weenie Hut Junior.
Oh, I call it the doghouse. When survivors get mad at me, they send me to the doghouse.
When I get mad at you, I send you to the doghouse.
Also valid. Oh,
Survivors
this is a pretty rough 3-gen. Look at this.
Yeah, they have managed to get a reset, but she is planted Nea firmly in the middle of this 3-gen. I don't foresee how they're going to be able to break this. They're going to have to try again to pull her over to the other half of the map, but, I mean, my guess is she's not going to go. She doesn't have much of a reason.
They really don't. It's going to be a bit of a tall order here. And again, it's a 3-gen because of these 3, but honestly, it's effectively a 4-gen. You've got a trapezoid-like shape, and Artist is smack dab in the middle of all 4 of them, and just tossing crows like it's, you know, it's a wedding, and you're throwing rice at the, you know. Oh man.
But don't throw rice at a wedding. It's bad for the birds.
Well, you clean it up afterwards. You don't just leave it there like a heathen. What's wrong with you?
Well, I'm just saying, you're talking about throwing rice, and we're watching the bird lady do her work, and I want people to know.
Oh, they secured second! The hit secured second stage by just a fraction of a second. And this is gonna be a pain res trade too. This is not the trade they were looking for.
Oh no, yeah, this is really tough.
You couldn't see it, but I was doing the hand motion.
The hand motion? What hand motion?
Yeah, with Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is not the unhook you're looking for.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see.
It's fine.
That's because you're a nerd.
Ouch.
We're all nerds. We're here watching competitive Dead by Daylight, Rue. You think I'm not a nerd?
Valid. And Ada also being called a nerd, taunted into the cop corner. They will take a tag, reverse course entirely. I'd be careful running into that bird. Okay, the bird will expire before that becomes relevant. But say I don't know how you get out of the situation. I think this is 4K too. I
agree.
Zero idea how you get a gen done.
Yeah, I mean, even if you get any of the unhooks, I agree. I don't know how you get anything done, although she is going pretty far across the map.
True, but going down once again, I will say, if there's a pain res on this side, it's going to be pretty good. But again, agitation is the key perk here. I think the killer actually had a really heads-up idea bringing it. They're not going to use it. They're just going to take the free pain res and go back. But Agi is what's going to let them, if they take a chase all the way over here, they can get pretty close back to center with agitation.
Yeah, opting not to, though, and just to leave them on the other half of the map, which, I mean, has its own advantages for our killer, because it does mean that the survivors have to go all the way across the map. However, they both did get a reset, so they could be in a worse position, but again, it just comes down to, is there any shot in the dark that they can get a gen done? And I agree with you, I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, I'm really not sure. They are going to be wasting as much time as possible. I think your only chance is this survivor has to take chase, waste some resources. You go get the unhook and reset, and then this survivor takes chase all the way across the other side of the map and hoping for something similar. But yeah, I'm going to say this is the gamble. You can only do this once. There's no more resources left. Oh, but they actually give the killer a little bit of a bamboozle, going right back into that corner. Okay.
Yeah, that was beautifully done.
Yeah, that pathing was like, that was disgusting pathing.
Yeah, that was wild. I got lost a little bit. I was very confused when she went around the corner and she wasn't there.
Indeed.
Looping the Z-wall, strongest tile in all of the game.
Doing a really good job using it, and that will finally be a tag. One thing we're doing, they haven't reset Ada. And I'm curious if that means they're working on, yeah, but I say center gen might be getting worked on. That is going to be the case. But are they splitting?
I don't know. These
might.
survivors, they're doing a great job, though. That chase certainly was going for longer than the artist would have liked, and I think our artist got a little bit caught up in it before realizing that, yeah, there's probably someone on that center gen, and I should maybe do something about that.
Well, but as I say, the internal timer ticking down. You're expecting the survivors, if they were doubling up, that is about the time that they would start to be close to finishing it. And you did get some resources out of the way. You got your tag. Not a bad time to, you know, drop off that chase. And exactly what we're seeing here. They're going to start leaving. You got all survivors injured. And now it's on them. They have to go back and reset, because if they're over on this side and get caught out, that's a mistake. Like this. I'm not sure what the thought process is here. Sprint Burst is not going to get you to a safe enough pallet.
Yeah, this is tough.
It really is. And going down, they have to be doubling up on center gen now. If they're not, yeah, this might be. It is more progress, but not nearly enough. Yeah, and they were both here. They're going to be scattering, and Killer can take the time, get their hook here in just a second, and I think this is 4K too, I think.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like they're going to be slugging for pressure, though, in order to push these survivors a little more. Maybe they're just going to slug and go straight for it. It kind of feels like that's the plan.
Bit of a bold strat. They have gotten first hooks on all their survivors so far, so it's not like a bleed out would really cost them anything. It might not even cost them anything at all. And it is going to secure more pressure in the back over here. I say, you've got a really bad tile for a survivor. Oh, they actually dodged that, though.
Yeah, beautifully done.
Holding the outside of this tile, running to the next tile over. They do get the pickup in the meantime. Running back towards the tractor around main. This is objectively more than I would have expected the survivors to be able to pull out here.
I was about to say, it's super unfortunate the beginning of the match was so rough for them, because watching these chases, they are doing incredibly well. They are, you know, they clearly know what they're doing. They're able to extend these chases despite having not a ton of resources, despite being injured. And so it's really unfortunate. I think if they had had a stronger start, they probably could have made something pretty cool happen here. Although they are so close to popping. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. She does. She makes it. Oh!
That is an incredible commit to finish this fourth generator.
Rue, we were haters. Rue, we were doubters. How dare we?
The crazy thing is that she actually looked at main to go prevent that. There's like, wait, there's no progress on main. Looks over, sees them both. It's like, oh no.
That was fantastic. Incredibly well done by our survivors in endgame. I am so floored that they managed to get that done.
That could be huge coming in, as Dead Future has to take the pilot now, and that makes it that much harder for Vicinal Survivor Squad. Again, you're not giving your killer a chance to take NOED to clutch it up, but all right, everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We're loading back in for trial number 2. It is now Dino Milan piloting the artist, and already a little bit of an interesting different build. Yeah, about to say, Ruin spawning all the way across the map, and also a really decent corrupt, I'll give it that. So artist has something here. Artist might also be, I don't see anything going on in the back, but I was say, after today, I've also kind of scarred, like, okay, are we on the right server? Is everything good? No, I was literally just about to say, I have a very bad feeling that Ruin Totem is going to go down quick, because those survivors have definitely spawned over on this half of the map. There's no way that stays up, and that effectively means our killer is working with 3 perks for the rest of the game. Yup. Very unfortunate to say, like, that pause cost them.
Yeah. Yeah, it absolutely did.
It was one of the things, like, hold on, let me switch my filters moment, and it's like, oh, crap. Oh, man, but they do find an early chase regardless, and taking it into the back over here, there is something to be said for, if you keep it on this side of the map, there's still a really good 3-gen. Your corrupt's going to be up still. And, ooh, quick and quiet, but the killer doesn't fall for it. That's going to be a down coming. No!
Oh, my gosh!
Auto-aim. No!
Oh.
I say taking the 50-50, and they do end up winning, but if I say they do have a decent gen setup over here, but actually that If a survivor comes and body blocks this, that's not gonna land. Yeah. Oh no. Wait, they didn't
even need it.
Yeah, they were a couple steps off. Even with agitation, not gonna make it. And now chasing Meg instead. This is not the artist, not the start the artist wanted, I think.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Right now, the survivors are definitely dictating the pace a little bit, which is not where you want to be. But also not super surprised. Vicinal is a very, very strong team. They're very good on Survivor, so I'm not surprised to see them starting out really strong here. Artists can always bring it back, but that first gen popping without a hook is going to be painful.
It really is. More painful than a missed pain res is obviously the killer. Why are they never going to do this for a reason, but they're just going to... Wait, if this was a pain res, I'm not really sure why they want to go all the way to the other side, but you know what? Maybe this killer's playing 5D chess, and I just don't understand the strat.
I mean, that's completely fair. I often feel like that frequently. Comp players will do things that I don't understand. I do think it's a little bit strange. Maybe they were just a little greedy and trying to get down to that half of the map because they knew that's where everybody was. I don't know.
Yeah, and we see a second gen going down. We know that third gen that Meg got chased off of is also being worked on. They reset Hanadu in this amount of time, so...
Oh boy.
We're about to enter the 4K1 area pretty quickly as... The problem is, it's not a 3v1 yet? It's not even close to 3v1? And yeah, Hanadu's on the jet on the side, so they're going to be trying to break this gen setup pretty quickly. This is not looking good. Oh, and they get the unhook?
This is very, very tough. This is such a hard start for Dino Milan.
It really is. Dropping a crow next to this. They're just going to eat the crow. They're like, yeah, sure, whatever, buddy. But going down under pallet, they're going to go for the instant pick. No, they know Ace is nearby, and Ace will take a tag. But that means Hanadu can work on the gen on the side, which is... I do not know. They're going to leave him slug, though. Okay.
Trying to get back a little bit of that pressure with this slug here. Honestly, I think it's a pretty decent strategy at this point. Our killer needs to do something pretty drastic to turn this match around.
That's a good shot. Okay, going back to the Survivor on ground. Oh, but he got the pickup. Yeah. Survivor's doing great rotations here.
Yeah, so far our Survivors are playing incredibly well. Dino Milan just had a bit of a tough start here, but...
This is still, like, something close to a 3gen, but you've got, like, the Survivors have so many resources on every side. It's still a 4v1.
Yeah.
Okay,
plus...
T, are you comfy? Are you ready for the long haul? Because this is about to grind out, I think.
You know, I've got my coziest blanket around me. I have my nice warm hoodie. I just finished eating my curry. I can settle in for a bit.
You know, you mentioned the coziest blanket. I got one too. It's called coping. Oh
my gosh. I think we all have that one.
Just a little bit, and there's the hand spreading out the crows a little bit. But I'm about to say, they can dispel them pretty quickly inside there. That's the thing. What do you do here? You've got to camp this to second stage. They're going to be able to rotate someone and take hits and get this unhook if they really feel like it. And they got lockers inside to dispel the crows. And yeah, you notice one survivor is not present in that group. It's Hanadu, and I imagine they're sneaking around to keep this killer honest for that unhook.
Yeah, I imagine you are correct here. I don't know about all this. I still think our survivors are in a really, really strong position. It is going to be a little harder to get another gen done in this 3-gen, but they've been playing excellently so far, and I don't anticipate anything less for the end of this match.
Very true. Looks like a little bit of chaos coming in as Hanadu does get the unhook on Ace. Ace going back to the shack building, and yeah, you're forced to come back and push these survivors off the generators in main. I'd say, just imagine if they had Ruin still up during this. Ruin would be in the middle of the 3-gen right now, and not having that asset there might literally be the what cost the game to go one way or the other.
Yeah, and that is so incredibly unfortunate that it went down so early, because Ruin would have been game-changing. They would have been getting that nice passive regression. They wouldn't have to be kicking gens right now. They could just focus on chase. That, honestly, I think you're right. I think that Ruin going down early may be the thing that wins Vicinal this round, potentially.
I would tend to agree, and 99 sprint burst was so perfectly saved up. Looks like Survivor already running up to the top as they called that the killer was leaving and rotating. But now this generator's 3 full pistons going. Got the 4th one started. Yeah, it's too much. This is a 4v1. Like, the killer could try to slow this down, but yeah, but I say you can split the gens here.
Yeah, this is super unfortunate. I don't know that it's feasible to expect. I don't know. I think we're looking at outs here. I think we're looking at 3. I think if they're really on top of it, maybe 4. This is going to be a very, very tough game.
It really is. And looks like going to be able to kick this gen down for 5%. Survivors are dispelling the Dire Crows as we speak. Getting a tag on Ace. Trying to keep something maintainable. But again, this is where, the anti-gen regression mechanic is about to kick in just a moment. Yeah, I'll be honest. I think there's a chance this might even be a 4-out.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling as well. These survivors do not mess around, and they have been playing really, really well. And again, Dino Milan is doing a good job. It was a really, really, really hard start. And sometimes that can dictate the entire rest of the game, and there's just no way of coming back. And I think playing this match with only 2 perks has just been super detrimental.
It's definitely been difficult, and yeah, with that down, I imagine they're going to finish center gen. There's center gen right there. Now, here's the thing: they could come in for this unhook and try to get the 4-out. But if I was this team, I'd be like, you know what? We'll take the 3-out. We already won the set. We'll see it set 2, buddy. I don't think there's any need to sweat out this the 4-out. Now, if you want to do it for style points, be my guest. I would love to see you try and get this 4-out.
I was about to say, you say that, but Vicinal is a spicy little survivor team, and we have seen them done crazier things. I would not be surprised if we see them going for it like that.
Yeah, but I say that they are committing to Hanadu here, and Hanadu is Death Hook. So this would be one way to try and secure a kill in the end if they're able to get this tag, follow it up. But it looks like the X Gate is being powered right now by Ace. And I'm about to say, Ace could come in here for the body block if they really felt like it. No, they're sending someone in for the body block here. Gonna take a tag, run to the opposite side, but now they're looking at
they're
a
in
bit of a
trouble.
nightmare.
Yeah, now they've got 2 people in trouble.
Oh, but Ace is here to take a hit. Oh
my
they're all
gosh.
injured, though. Heal techs? Heal techs?
I don't know about that.
All right. Body block coming in with the heal tech. I think they grabbed. No, she stayed for.
Oh my gosh! Oh my god, she was so close.
They almost got that, but that will be Ace getting grabbed at the last second. I'm about to say, I think they mistimed and held shift.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I mean, that was the survivor to let die. They were only worth 1 stage, so yeah. But I say, Vicinal played this ruthlessly.
Yeah, like I said though, Vicinal, they're a spicy team. They're really, really good at what they do, and they did a great job. That was a good try.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We're loading in right in time for the Ghostface to shroud up and start looking for a victim side. We see the drop leg sheet, we see the Olsen's wallet, pretty standard kit for the killer. But here's the question, T. Where's my corrupt intervention?
Where is that corrupt intervention? Indeed, it looks like our killer has opted not to run it in favor of something else. How are we feeling about this?
I love to see what different killers take on the situation. Oh my goodness, getting the hit through the pallet, Ace.
Whoa!
Both jump scared and jump scaring at the same time. You know, this is a horror game after all, and that is going to be an early chase coming in. Obviously, Sloppy Butcher, tail as old as time. You always want to run Sloppy Butcher on these kinds of games and maps. We also see Ruin, which is pretty standard, and that's like, do you take Corrupt Intervention and slide in Ruin? Do you take it, like, opt to not? And some killers want Corrupt Intervention to get that early start. Sometimes they don't, and sometimes it's not the first game that decides it. So, honestly, I love to see what the killer has in mind here.
Yeah, this is definitely going to make for an interesting match. Meg already taking a tag here as well. It looks like they're going to commit to this chase a little bit more.
Yeah, it does seem to be that way, and Meg running around towards center, going into the office area. They do have access to God Palette here, obviously, and they're just going to pre-drop it, move along, and I'm about to say, cloak up and leave. get the survivors to keep guessing. However, all the gens this killer's gone and checked out have not been the place. Ace getting a reset somewhere. This gen also with no progress. One thing I've seen Ghostface recently do, and I don't understand the idea behind it, I'm not seeing them really utilize their stalk at all. And this killer really hasn't stalked anybody up yet. I don't know if it's just because the situation's not there, or if they're just really trying to go for some, you know, hit and run shenanigans and just keep it there for being able to, you know, bail out.
Yeah, I don't know. It does feel like Denomilan is going a little bit more on the hit and run angle, which is certainly a choice, but I agree. It's interesting to see that as opposed to the stock style. Oh, unfortunate miss there. Meg also getting a reset during that time. Yeah, these survivors are not messing around. And unfortunately, our killer still hasn't been able to find the gen that they've been working on.
Well, if I'm being honest, they have effectively checked almost every gen at this point. There's a fair chance they're not actually working gens at this point. Then they're going to take this really slow and methodically, and that might actually be the optimal way. Oh, but wait, they just checked that gen a moment ago, didn't they? Or did they not go that far?
I don't think they got that far.
Oh, no, Meg. Running into the killer, and the killer even sees a survivor over here. Going to be able to get a resource out of the way from Ace before they go for that pickup. Kind of an even start, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. This is going to be, I think, as you said, kind of a slower game.
Oh.
Really nice dodge by the Ace there. Ace just being real patient at this loop. I wonder if somebody's coming in for a pickup.
Yeah, it does look like it's the case.
I think this was the play. Got to get them on a hook. They need some pressure going on here.
Well, on top of that, too, that means that 2 different survivors are over here in this corner. We heard David scream, so only 1 survivor's on a generator. That's about all you can hope for in this scenario. Just keep as many survivors off the generators as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. My guess is they're going to have something working. Yeah, they've got something over there with David, but Ruin going to be doing some work. That passive regression, huge help here.
I was about to say, when Ruin spawns in a really nasty spot the survivors can't naturally find, and especially when they cloak up and they once it's been like 10 seconds since the survivors been able to call where the killer was last, you might freak out a bit. Oh, but speaking of Ruin going down, there it goes. We do see them getting a little bit of stock on Claudette, though. Does Claudette know where this killer is? I think they do.
Yeah,
no,
I think they're baiting.
They have no idea. Yeah, they just now spotted them.
Oh, really nice hit.
Do they commit to this chase? Looks like they will. I imagine you don't want to go for a hook trade here. You want to be able to. Yeah, Ace will take a tag, but that means no hook trade, so no extra pain res on David's generator, which means David might have a chance of finishing the second gen of the game.
Yeah, I think you're right. Again, though, I think this is just going to play out super slow here.
Let's say they need to get this survivor out of the game ASAP, but they've got a lot of resources on this side of the map. Meg making good use of it. Again, some really good pathing there in the stalls. Running back around, keeping this chase going for a long time. I think David's going to be finishing that generator any moment now. Even running back into here, they still have this resource. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I have seen Ghostface try to, like, mind game this by crouching, but I think just brute forcing is probably better here.
Oh? Huh. That... Maybe they're trying to cut them off. That feels like a lot of wasted time to not pursue and get that down.
They did waste a lot of good resources, though, and they did eat through those, so it's not a complete loss, but yeah, I think, especially once they saw that the gen was that, maybe go back and look for Meg. Again, they're running back into an area where most of the resources had been depleted, so we'll see if this works out for the killer. Again, just eating so many resources here. But yeah, without Ruin now to help this out, I imagine we might even be seeing a third generator pop in about less than a minute.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there. This is going to be an interesting.
It's resets.
Oh,
yeah, everybody's healed up actually.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because both sides are kind of still playing it slow. Survivor's having to cat and mouse gens a little bit. And Ghostface, opting to take kind of these slower chases and just be not cautious, but play very cleanly, I would say.
Yeah, no, that's very fair. And it looks like they are going to be able to actually stalk Claudette just a little bit. I say they didn't take Philly, so that would have actually been probably close to 99 if they had Philly, but and that's the thing too. I guess they're just going for really quick cloakouts because Olsen's wallet's there. Leaving Claudette stocked. Ooh, they do find David though, and this is. Did they actually push them out of it? I think they did. Oh, Ace mistimed the stun.
That is so unfortunate.
That's really brutal, and that is going to be second hook coming in for David.
We have all done it before. It feels very bad, especially when you're coming to your friends and you're like, I got this, don't worry.
For sure. Actually, hold on. I've never missed a pallet stun in my entire career of Dead by Daylight. Why would you think such a thing?
Yes, and I am Queen of the Fog, ruler of behavior.
Oh, well, we knew that already. Looks like, yeah, about to say they do find Claudette. No, I'm sorry, that's Meg,
no, it's
actually. 71%
Yeah.
stocked there, and they are able to just finally apply Eruption. I'm about to say, I think having Eruption as the backup to Ruin might have been worth not taking Krupp, because I don't think Krupp would have actually done much this game.
Yeah, I agree. I also think, to your point earlier about them not doing a ton of stalking, it looks like they're just trying to get a little here and there to use later on, which I think could be really, really strong. To do as much chasing, getting as many downs as you can without, and then saving that for when, you really need those exposures.
So that's actually the thing, is that normally again, for the longest time when they're using their cloak, it's because they're actually cat and mousing, not in a way for hits. They're cat and mousing to stalk and then leave when it's like 90%, and that way anytime they come back they can get it. But that's not been the case so far. Great W mind game from the Claudette, winning it over the pallet, but that will eventually go down. Third generator in the meantime has popped. So I think this is second hook coming for Claudette, correct?
No,
it's first hook.
No. Yeah, this is their first hook.
It was Meg.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just they haven't had a ton of opportunities for stalking. I feel like these survivors have been jump scaring us a little bit, and they've been kind of coming around the corner suddenly. I think these survivors are just too aware of where they are, and so stalking is a little more difficult.
There's the exposure, though. They do finally get one off, and not
Leaving?
going for the follow-up, I guess, keeping them like, you know what? No, go away. Get out of here. They're going to actually go check up on this gen. And yeah, they see scratch marks over here, so Ace is going to be caught out potentially. Unless they left. They actually might have left. No, they did. They are actually back here.
If they can get a quick down here, that would be great. Otherwise, leaving that exposed Meg is a choice, TM.
It's something. Again, maybe just opting to keep the pressure on the gens instead of the survivors. But eventually someone's going to need to die here. And this is not the David, so this is not the Deathhook survivor. Ace is injured. It'll represent a potential pain res, I want to say. But look at how beautifully they're pathing on this loop, though.
Yeah, they're doing great. These survivors doing such a good job of juggling the killer and keeping each other up. Jeez, Ace!
Goodness, this Ace is going ham on this loop.
A masterclass.
We're in Bloodlust 3. I thought that almost whiffed, but Ace.
I know, me too.
Hats off to you, friend. That was more. No.
No way!
No.
All of
That's
that
just
work.
savage.
All of that work in that chase to not get that hook. That is so painful.
That is so savage. And yeah, survivors even finishing the main area gen. 4 gens down. And a survivor, they do find David. If they can end this chase ASAP, they have a chance. But this chase needs to, effectively be over 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, absolutely. This needs to be fast. They need to get them down and on a hook immediately. They need this to be a 3v1 right now.
They really, really do.
They needed this to be a 3v1 yesterday.
Effectively, and again, going back to that generator, I say that this is not. It's not a great 3-gen, but again, you've got Eruption. All the survivors except David are healed. You've got some serious pressure to mount in a very small window.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be really, really rough, and not having any of that built-up stock is going to be extra difficult. I don't know about this one, Rue. They
find David, though. I say right now, this is a problem though. They found David. They know where they are. Ace and Claudette are unaccounted for, which means they're probably doubling up on a gen.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I say Meg will harass you to the ends of the earth. You have to tag them. You have to down them, leaving them all together to go back to the generator in the office. Missing a skill check.
Yeah, I also wonder if we're going to see that David get picked up.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does look
there
like
it is.
Ace went over, rotated, and did get the pickup, which means the gens are actually being split, which arguably is actually worse for the killer here. Wait, does Meg have Lucky Break? Oh, that's disgusting.
Oh, man. This Meg is such a... I can't say that. Such a little a chaos maker. I
was
feel
gonna
like
say a
as...
tank.
Yeah. I feel like as every great Meg is, they are good at running, they are good at keeping the killer busy and occupying them. Doing a great job extending this chase here.
They really are. Meg is doing amazing work, and they do end up going down. There's the eruption going off on both these generators. Ace was here, but we see the survivor.
No!
You know they were there.
Absolutely
You knew they
not.
were there.
Absolutely not. What? Why? Why? Why?
I'm not sure.
That was unhinged behavior. I am so confused.
That was something, yeah. And they are gonna be able to come over here. They are gonna be able to stop this gen, but really, they were crouching there just to reveal them. But I say Ghostface has to go all the way over here. I think this is spelling disaster. Survivor Squad from Vicinal is absolutely going to town. The communications there, and again, they're all reset now. Killer doesn't even have no way. There's nothing for this killer to bring it back.
No, and at this point they have no pressure. All the survivors are healed up. They're split on gens. Like they have nothing to work with right now. This is a really bad position to be in. I do not feasibly see how they come back from this.
I have no idea either. Getting some stock on Ace. But to say, if they want to bring it back, you gotta start stalking and being ready to, drop chase, move to another area, get more stock. You've got to prep a snowball, and that's about as close as you're gonna get.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just... I don't know. This has been something so far.
It really has. And Survivors, once again, leaving preemptively. Meg, 99 on that stock, but I don't know if I think it might be too little too late for the stock to actually work out.
I agree. That all survivors just have to play this slowly, just cat and mouse it a little bit. Although Meg might be going down here.
Coming in, though. Is it enough? Does Meg
It's certainly
represent a pain
gonna
res,
help.
though? I don't think they do. This is not a pain res. They've been hooked once.
I think that is
Yep.
correct. Yep.
Even if it was just not in the nick of time, and that will be all 5 generators complete. And I think Meg is gonna be on the hook for an extended duration, as I don't see anybody coming back for her.
Yeah, I kind of tend to agree. Although, if the survivors infer that they've not really been playing with stock that much this round, they may go for it.
It's possible, but yeah, we see Ace in the distance. We know that at least one of the survivors there. I think we're gonna see all 3 of them leave. Yeah, I think they're just gonna leave at this exit gate. Okay, never mind. Mind games coming in from Dino. That's one way to get your blood points.
That's true. Going to be pulling them as far center as they can, giving themselves the best opportunity to prevent 4 people from getting out here as possible.
Mm-hmm. I will say, given the situation, I would come back in for that hook. You've got 3 healthy survivors. You've got a... Yeah, but I say they're going to reveal. You've got a door not really that far away. You've got survivors swarming from all sides. It's collapsing. David's going to be able to get the unhook.
Yeah,
Not
this
able
is
to body block.
There it is. This is definitely doable.
Mm-hmm.
But they've got to body block like their lives depend on it.
But I say I think they with the base kit BT and speed boost. I have to say there's no way, and that is going to be a 4 out.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to season 11 of Champions of the Fog. I am your host, it's Bubble Tea, and I've been hosting this the whole time. I'm kidding. Rue is here. Rue is hosting. I just wanted to be silly. Are you just gonna leave me hanging, Rue?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna pretend you were the only one there, and you're just talking into the void. But you know what else is talking into the void? This killer? I don't know who's behind here. Looks like they do find a survivor and will be pushed away. Again, it is a no-fault reset, so we are just going right back into the game. No problems whatsoever, as obviously there are no bugs in Dead by Daylight.
Rue, can you talk about kind of the mental of having to restart a match like this? Like, how can that affect you as a player?
Well, in this situation, it's not the worst. Again, it was called really early on. Now, what it can happen with the mental of players, like, again, unfortunate events that happened earlier this evening, if you restart the game and all of a sudden Ruin gets cleansed instantly and the first chase goes for like 3 minutes, then yeah, you're kind of playing on tilt. Oh my goodness, but kind of a quick replay of the previous game, and that is going to be a quick down coming in for the killer. Yeah, again, this is the best kind of bug because at the very least, it was called early. The killer realized it by the second time they got in chase with somebody. Hey, I've got a chase bug. I'm not getting chase. And we had gotten one hook. We had not really progressed the game state anywhere. The game really didn't feel like it was one side or the other. You know?
Yeah, fair enough.
So, honestly, the best kind of reset possible in this situation.
We see Ruin off in the distance there. That unhook coming in pretty quickly, but survivors did have a little bit of progress on gens. Of course, that Ruin is doing some work. This killer opting to stalk a little more than the last.
Yeah, looks like they're about to say, this is the thing that I expect most killers on Ghostface to do for the longest time. Also, look at how far you can see down that doorway. That window goes on for literally ever. And more stock on the survivor before getting revealed. And yet, you get some stock, you move along, you get more stock, you move along, and then you have a really insane snowball potential where no one can really do anything.
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely more of the standard type gameplay we're seeing here.
Mm-hmm. And Ghostface does find the survivor once again, going for the tunnel out. Second generator going down, though. Survivors objectively having a bit of a better start this time around. Claudette in the wing will take a tag for their efforts, though. Again, pretty standard build we're seeing here. Sloppy Butcher, Ruin. They got the pain res off on the first hook as well. So, normal, I would say, as far as builds go. Again, didn't bring Corrupt. And I think this is going to probably work out for them. Seeing that survivors, yeah, I'm about to say they're running to all corners, just trying to get away, trying to get to a safe spot where they can reset. And looks like Nia is going to be in the center, get some stalk going. Looks like they actually do find the survivor once again, getting another god pallet out of the way and continue on chase.
Yeah, these survivors are actually playing incredibly well considering the task they have at hand. They're doing a really, really good job of extending these chases, of kind of coming in, taking attention for a second, giving their survivors a chance to get a little bit more distance, you know, and of course working on those gens. We did, I think, just see the Jake on the left side coming in for a body block potentially somewhere.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I think they are, but I don't think they're going to make it now. Running into the middle. Maybe they have the flashlight and are trying to get a cheeky blind, but I don't think the killer's going to allow that. No, they were sneaking back to try and get this gen being worked on, but I say you can just go straight for the kill here. Find another survivor towards the end game and just, get your hook stages and call it a day.
Yeah, absolutely. Second hook on this survivor. Got some decent progress on that middle gen, but again, until Ruin is cleansed, they're going to be getting a lot of value from this passive regression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm about to say Ruin doing a lot of work here. As again, they weren't able to find it right off the bat. I'm about to say, last game, Ruin was up for only about a minute or so. So Ruin's actually got a lot more value this game, doing a really good job. Looking around, I'm curious when they're going to find Jake, because Jake's the most stalk here, and I think Jake's going to be in for a bit of a sad time.
I think you're probably right. I think it is going to be a sad time for Jake, but you know what? We will all be there for him. We will bring him flowers in his time of grief. It will be fine.
Yeah, speaking of, Hook trade coming in, what they thought was going to be a safe trade, but in the end is going to result. Is it a pain res? It is a pain res to boot. 20% off the most progressed generator, which is not the center one, and they even see where the server's running into the corner.
Don't worry, Rue. I'm on flowers.com right now. I'm picking out a nice bouquet. I'll sign it from both of us.
All right, bet. As a survivor doing a good job, calls out. I don't know who might have called it out, but did reverse back towards. I don't know if they can even go for this unhook. What is going on? There's no resources here, and I'm about to say just go for the pick out here, and this is a dead survivor. There's no decisive. Again, these games against Ghostface are very restrictive. There's not a lot of exhaustion going on. Essentially, like anything that gets you distance out of a chase, it all comes down to how good your communication is, calling out the killer, and how patient you play the game. And exhaustion perks against Ghostface are pretty crippling, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. And these survivors have plenty of experience in call-outs. All of the players in comp are their ability to communicate information quickly is very impressive, and these survivors have been doing a pretty good job of that. They are in definitely a bit of a more dire situation now. Again, that ruin still hasn't been found yet, so...
Ooh, another nasty hit. And not going to follow up. Again, they do have Sloppy. They can afford to really take their time with this, really get the survivors, you know, wrangled into a bit of a chaotic situation. Oh my goodness, I was saying Nia with the Iron Wall. I didn't even see her, but not getting the stun this time around. Nia might be in a bit of a trouble. They will be going down momentarily. And if it's another pain res, like at this point, you've got a survivor dead. You've got 2 fresh hooks on survivor. You've got a good chunk of points. If you find the last survivor, Claudette, you can just camp him to death, and you're sitting pretty.
Yeah, absolutely. This is tough. The survivors are in a really, really difficult position now. Gbot is just playing really, really well. They know what they need to do, and they are absolutely doing it. These survivors are also playing well. I'm not sure what else they could be doing at the moment, but Gbot he had a really good start to the match, and they, you know, that ruin totem just putting in so much work.
I would tend to agree, and looks like Jake gonna be trying to take some chase back, but again, ruins up this whole time. The main gen that they got pushed off of is gonna be regressing. Get the unhook, but I'm beginning to think this is 4K1 territory. I think the survivors can get one more gen done maybe, but this is feeling like 4K1.
I agree. I think you're hitting the nail on the head with that one.
Oh my goodness, this Jake is doing something I didn't think was possible. That was a hit of all time.
It certainly was.
That'll be second hit coming in for Jake. At this point, the killer has secured the same number of points as last game, I believe. No, they're actually 2 points off, but I mean, this is getting pretty dire here.
Yeah, I agree. Our survivors have healed up, so that is, you know, a point in their favor, but if Gbot gets any amount of stock on them, it's not really going to matter. So
Yep, and who came in for the unhook is my curiosity. Stalking up, trying to get something, but they didn't stalk any of the healthy survivors, so I'm curious who actually went in for it. It looks like it was Clyde coming in, which I believe they're the only fresh survivor at this point.
yeah, if we're survivors right now, we want to be keeping that Claude out of the killer's hands because they represent a significant amount of points.
Absolutely, and it looks like they do find Claudette in the end, getting some stock about halfway. Not able to reveal the killer just yet, which means ducking back, and that's a 99.
That's
Almost
as
to the
99
dot.
as you can get, yeah.
Leaving them all together, and now Claudette's forever going to wonder why me?
I wonder if I can edit that order on flowers.com. We can get a second one for Claude, maybe.
Possibly, and there's that 4th generator we were talking about, but now Claudette going down. To be fair, they are in a situation where you might even be able to talk about maybe even getting the 5th gen, maybe a stage out, but with this hook, I think that might seal the deal for Vicinal. Final pain res, main generator regressing as we speak. They do get the reset on both Jake and Nia was already reset, but again, finding the survivor. Yeah, this Ghostface has played it very, very well.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I am gonna predict. I think maybe 5th gen gets done. I do not think anyone gets out. That's my prediction.
I honestly don't think the 5th gen's getting done.
Oh, spicy Rue.
Really?
Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
The exact reason. That was the exact reason. They were doing some funky games
Wow.
in Maine. And that is
That
going
was
to be
so beautiful.
It really was. That was really, really well done. It was a little bit of happy teabags coming in from the killer as well. Like, oh yeah, that worked. That's going in the compilation.
Yeah, absolutely. That goes in the compilation.
Great hit tank from Claudette to make sure that Nia's able to get away without getting stalked too fully. Ghostface is fully stocked up, ready to go though, and it's about 70%. Stalking through the junk in the corner, and that is going to be an exposure and a hit coming in. Yep, this killer is pulling out a 4K1.
Yeah, this was nasty work from G-Bot. Really well played. A super, super strong start and just continuous pressure throughout the whole match.
Indeed. Looks like they didn't even
there's
skip
that
leg days.
ruin.
They keep crouching around.
Yeah, that ruin position was really good because
That's
you
a
would
nasty
really,
spot, yeah.
you have to go out of your way to find that. You're not going to stumble upon that organically.
True, and that is a very unfortunate. I think they were trying to go for Palestine, but not going to matter as that is going to be 4K1 confirmed for Vicinal, and that will be Vicinal taking home the victory today in a 2-0 sweep. So GG, WP to Dead Future, but congratulations to Vicinal on the victory. And that will be the end of today's broadcast. We got more VODs coming up over the weekend and over the coming week. We got a couple more games coming next weekend. And then, folks, it's on to playoffs. Well, there'll be a small intermission as we do have a little bit of a break in between playoffs and everything, as I don't know about you guys, this season has been quite exhausting.
Fair
Are
enough.
you exhausted? Are you exhausted?
I'm always exhausted. I'm depressed.
A little bit too real, T.
I'm kidding. Well, no, but
I'm not
I
gonna tell you
agree.
to lie about your life.
This is
Say your truth.
No, this has been a heck of a season, and the exhaustion is real. I am so excited for playoffs, though. I'm genuinely so pumped. I think it is going to be a hell of a matchup. It's going to be so good and so much fun to watch.
I couldn't agree more, and that'll be all there is for this game. We'll be moving on, again, to playoffs in the coming end of the month. We've got a couple more matches. Again, check the YouTube, subscribe. We got plenty of VODs going up there over this week. Even
A little bit of nodders.
There's some really, really good games coming up that I'm looking forward to rewatching as some hype moments. Again, we saw a Trauma Tech for the first time in 3 seasons, so